Welcome back to Supremely Black Podcast. This is your host, D Rose. Now, here's a story that's coming out of Memphis, Tennessee. The mayor had to intervene and speak about the current situation in the homicides. As you know, last year Memphis finished with 398 murders, and right now they're on track to beat the mark from last year. The mayor had a very important meeting. I'm gonna have to salute the mayor before you all get into the video. I mean, he's only been on the job maybe a month, and he's already doing the proactive things that's needed to really curb the violence. Check out the video. Let me know what you think.
Usual approach to bring down violent crime in the city. He's talking to criminals, or alleged criminals in some cases. This week, Memphis Mayor Paul Young announced that he met face-to-face with some of the highest-ranking gang leaders in the city. Now, here's the context to keep in mind. More than 45,000 people in Memphis between the ages of 16 and 24 are either out of school or out of work, and nearly half of them live in poverty. That's according to a nonprofit in the city. The meeting was put together by community activists who say more gangs have formed and something has to change.
What I think has happened is that we've progressively seen new gangs formalize. This is not the traditional area of where you just had 4 or 5 gangs and you were able to talk to 4 or 5 individuals. We have hybrid gangs, and you're talking about these gangs are popping up in various communities.
Joining me now is Memphis Mayor Paul Young. Mr. Mayor, thank you for being with me. This is really interesting. Now, I will say you're not the first to do this, but you've only been on the job for a couple of months, right? Local media has covered this, and there have been some passionate and mixed reactions to this. Why'd you do it?
Well, I think it's really, really important for us to engage the subjects of our conversation when we are talking about change in our community. Our city has had a big issue around crime over the last couple of years, and it's been top of mind for everyone. And I thought that it was really important for us to not just have dialogues about how to change the community in our boardrooms, but we got to take it to the streets. We got to talk to the people that are actually engaged in the activity. And what came out of the conversation is that they want to be a part of it. Since I had that dialogue and since the media has announced it, there are others that have reached out to me saying they want to meet and figure out how they can be a part of what we're trying to create.
Yeah. In the years that I've interviewed former gang members, I'll say, it's not that they're aspiring to criminal activity. What they want is to belong. What they want is to provide. What they want is protection. What they want is some purpose and some place somewhere. So how do you provide that to these young people who are now in gangs?
Well, you know, when we had the conversation, I mean, it really just kind of took me by surprise how heartfelt some of their requests were. And I will say that this was just a conversation. It wasn't a negotiation, but they were telling me what they thought needed to happen in their communities to change. We've had an epidemic of car break-ins, and what they said was that our young guys just need something to do. They steal cars because it's fun, because there's a lack of activities in their community. They need ways to earn income. And that inspired me to think about how we can change our programs. And then the last thing that I thought was really compelling, they said, well, if people in our neighborhood saw you, if they actually got a chance to talk to you face to face and direct, you can change their perspectives. And so that taught me the power of mentorship. And so, the things that our community needs aren't new. It's just something that we have to lean into and make happen.
I want you to listen to a community activist there who spoke to, okay, we have the full screen here. Let's put it up. This was the quote from a community activist there who says, I'm going to tell you the truth about something. The real killers ain't going to want to talk. They got to understand how much bloodshed has been out here. It's going to take real people from the streets to reach the real killers. And to that, you say what?
I agree. I mean, I want to talk to any and everybody. And I know that it's going to take more than talk. But at the end of the day, we have to start somewhere. I firmly believe that we're going to have a balanced approach for public safety, one in which we hold people accountable. And, there are some people that we're going to have to, go take through the criminal justice system. But there are many others that if we can intervene and change their lives now, we can make a big difference in our community.
Major shout out to the Mayor Paul Young. I mean, when you look at the current situation, Memphis is not that big of a city at all for them to be leading in murders, right? 398 murders in a city that doesn't have 1 million people. That's a lot of people being murdered. But the major salute to him is because him taking office in January, evaluating and seeing exactly what's going on. Let's just be truthful. I hear a lot of people say like, oh, okay, we need to make sure that, it's the rap music, it's the community. Let's be real. If these kids have nothing to do, they're going to find something to do. Now, should it result to being violent, stealing cars, murders, gang violence? No. But at the same time, if you're a part of an environment and you feel as if that, okay, I ain't got nothing to do, you're going to find yourself into it. Now, there's people out here, obviously, that are a part of crime, part of gangs, doing whatever they feel is fun to do. But here's the reality of it. A lot of situations where kids are getting involved with gangs only to protect themselves. I would guarantee you that only about probably 20 to 30% really want to live like that. The other 70% is only in there for protection purposes. You don't want to be the kid that gets picked on. You don't want to be the one that's not a part of, quote unquote, the fun is what's going on in the city. So what you gonna do? You either get down or lay down, that type of thing. It's like you're gonna get caught up with it, because even if you aren't involved, your homeboys is, or your cousin is, your brother, like you are automatically, you're guilty by association. So a lot of these kids just follow because they don't know what a leader is. They don't know how to be a leader. You know what I'm saying? So the mayor is addressing the issue proactively to say, okay, hey, if we look at the environment, we look at the demographic, and these people don't have resources, fun clubs, or anything to do to take their mind off of what's going on in the city, that's what they're going to do. So that's why major salute to like a person like Grove Hero. He's actually trying to bring a community center to his area in Fraser. He already built a playground and he has a basketball court. You need people like that to be influential. And a lot of people, this is a little bit off the topic, but a lot of people may knock what a Charleston White may get on the internet and say. But the truth of the matter is, a lot of communities need a Charleston White, because you can't be lukewarm. You either want better for your community or you are siding with it and promoting it. And if it's just for financial gain, I mean, you're just as big of a problem as a person that's out there shooting guns, gang banging, killing, rape, whatever that comes with living in the crime world. So major salute to the mayor. I'm going to be keeping you all posted on it. I want to see exactly what's the turnaround, because for them to start off this year with more killings than they did last year, and they had 398, I mean, it's not going to get any better if you don't do anything proactive. So with him meeting with the gangs and them telling them, okay, this is what's needed, I really hope that they do their part to lead these young brothers to a righteous path and not still leading them astray. Don't meet with the mayor, don't meet with government officials and say you want this just because they know who you are. They know how impactful you are. And I like the statement of what he was saying, that some people just gonna have to get locked up. And so with that being said, with all of these communities that are impacted by it, any mayor that is willing to say we need the resources and actually do, I'm going to be looking to see what has actually changed. Let me know your thoughts. As always, long live CC. I'm out.